Welcome to the channel. You're watching another episode of BangBets Daily, diving into our picks for college football this weekend, brought to you by Lit757. Let's get into it. First up, we got my Hurricanes hosting the 10th ranked Louisville Cardinals, and spreads 1, totals 46.5. I really don't know how this is a 1-point game. I know my Hurricanes can score some points, but we just always seem to find a way to lose this game. Louisville has a pretty good defense. We benched our starter, so I don't know what they're thinking about this game. But let's look at it. I mean, on paper, it's honestly pretty even. It's just weird to me that the 10th ranked team can only be a 1-point favorite against any unranked team. But I'm going to stick with them, man. I'm going to take Louisville on the money line. I ain't messing with no 1-point spread. Just give me the money line. And, I'll back this Louisville defense. Maybe they'll get a turnover or two on our new quarterback. Who knows? I hate to fade my own team, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I mean, we really haven't done a whole lot within the conference. There's another conference game right here. We're 6-4. We're bowl eligible. Louisville is playing for a chance. Well, they actually probably already have sealed a date with Florida State in the ACC championship game. Not saying they can make a run for the national title, but, theoretically, if they win this game, win their next game, beat Florida State, they would at least have a case. So I think they're going to be just more focused, more determined. They got way more to lose in this matchup than my Hurricanes. And I think we'll see that on the field. Big SEC matchup here. Or is it? I mean, even if Tennessee upsets Georgia this weekend and they win the SEC title game, are they not in the BCS or in the college football playoff? I think they absolutely would be, but I also don't think Georgia's gonna let their guard down the slightest bit. Their offense has been looking better and better week after week. Tennessee, offensively, honestly, they're just not impressive. I mean, you've seen it when they played Alabama. They came out strong and then just vanished in the second half. You can't do that against good teams. You can't. And I really feel like 10 points in this matchup, you're getting Tennessee off a loss, Georgia off of a big, defining win. I understand that it's in Tennessee, that that does make it a little bit more interesting, but how can you not lay the 10 with the dogs here? It's the number 1 team in the country for a reason. They've already clinched their trip to the SEC title game for a reason. I would be utterly shocked if Tennessee upset Georgia this weekend. I think Georgia. So give me the dogs laying a 10. I feel like this one might end up being a little bit no sweat for us. Hopefully they don't make us wait too long, but it should be a very good football game. With the Big 12 matchup, we got Kansas State headed to Kansas in a good old rivalry game. Spreads at 9.5, totals at 57.5. We got a Kansas team coming off a loss to a Texas Tech squad. I believe their quarterback, Mr. Bean, is questionable. I know he exited the last game early. And then Kansas State, man, I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I really don't know a whole lot about this team. I did back them when they played Texas. That didn't play out well for me. But I also backed this Kansas team last week against Texas Tech in a game where I felt like they should have took care of business easily. Then the quarterback goes down. They end up losing 16-13. And then Kansas State, on the other hand, put up 35 or something like that on Texas Tech and beat them. So, and on top of that, the Big 12 is like mad tight this year. So, Kansas State legitimately has a chance to win the Big 12. They definitely have a chance to at least make the Big 12 championship game. All they got to do is win the rest of their games. And I think they have a really good matchup right here against Kansas, and they'll take care of business on Saturday. So give me Kansas State laying a 9.5. I feel pretty good about that one right there. Let's see how it plays out. into the Pac-12 where it's anybody's game. Number 5 Washington taking on number 11 Oregon State on the road. Total sitting at 62.5. Bookies got it out of pick'em, and for a good reason. You got two good offenses. I mean, Washington's, I don't know what it is about these Pac-12 schools, man. They just all seem to have really great offenses and bad defenses. Everybody puts up dumb points, so I wouldn't be surprised if this one ends up in a shootout. But if I was taking a side, I would still get behind, the Heisman Trophy front runner and hope that he can take care of business in this one. But I think the safest play in this matchup is probably going to be the total. So give me the over 62.5. Lock it up. I mean, we know both of these teams have really good offenses. They lead the FBS in many offensive categories, including points per game. And I don't think we'll see anything less than that Saturday night. So I'm rocking with the over 62.5 in Washington, Oregon State. With another SEC matchup, we got the Missouri Tigers hosting the Florida Gators. Missouri coming into this game ranked number 9, spreads at 11, totals at 57.5. And these Gators, man, they're just having a really rough year, man. Seeing Florida at 5-5 just feels strange. They're just so far from the Tim Tebow, Chris Leak days. I remember coming up, losing to Kentucky, like, what? This Missouri team, on the other hand, is having a really good season. They got 2 tough losses to LSU and Georgia. Can't be too upset about those. But I strongly feel like they'll definitely take care of business in this one. I'm going to take Missouri. I just don't see how this Florida team can hang with Missouri offensively. And I think the scoreboard is going to reflect that on Saturday. So give me the Missouri Tigers. Lock it up. Let's win some money. With a subpar SEC matchup, we got the South Carolina Gamecocks hosting the Kentucky Wildcats. Kentucky coming into this game sitting at 6-4. Coming off a beatdown at the hands of LSU. South Carolina, on the other hand, coming off of 2 easy games, I guess you could say, against Jacksonville State and Vanderbilt, winning both easily. They got 4 wins on the season, 2 games left on the schedule. They got a chance to make a bowl game, and I think they'll have that in mind in this matchup here. I think South Carolina also has the edge offensively, but Kentucky has the edge defensively, and that's why we see this game at a pick'em. You just got 2 mediocre programs, and anything can happen. But I think South Carolina will be a little bit more hungry in this game, so I'm gonna take Carolina on the money line. Shout out to my pops. Last but not least, we got Iowa State Cyclones hosting the number 7 Texas Longhorns. Spread sitting at 7.5. Total sitting at 46.5. This Texas team, man, I feel like I got off them too early in the season, man. After they took that L to Oklahoma, I just lost all faith in this team, and they've won every game since. On paper, they have the edge, but I know Iowa State is coming into this game with a good defense. But I just don't think it's gonna matter in this matchup. And 7.5 is just not enough points. Give me the Longhorns all day long. And I honestly, they just got too much to lose. I mean, like, Big 12 is wide open right now. You can't take an L. You gotta win out. If you got if you want any chance at a national title, you gotta win out. Iowa State, on the other hand, all they're playing for is maybe a slight chance for a Big 12 championship. Maybe. They need a lot of help. And I don't think Texas is going to come into this game and allow that to happen. They got to be focused. They got to be on point if they are anywhere near serious about a national championship. And to recap, we got South Carolina on the money line. We got Washington, Oregon State over 62.5. We got Louisville on the money line. We got the Georgia Bulldogs laying 10 points. on the road at Tennessee. We got the Longhorns laying 7.5 against Iowa State. And then we got Kansas State laying 9.5 against Kansas. And then to finish it off, we got Missouri laying 11 at home against the Florida Gators. So if you made it this far, man, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Hit that thumbs up button for me. Hit that subscribe button for me. Check me out on TikTok at BangBets, at Lit757. We out.